So I was sitting here thinking out of nowhere. Well, not really out of nowhere. It's because the shooting that happened in Philly today with the cops. The guy allegedly shot at the police. Shot six police. What's something else that's weird about that is they was right by Black and Noble. And Black and Noble, anybody from this area where I'm at by the Philly, Pennsylvania, Lehigh Valley area, this general area in Pennsylvania, and a lot of people in general know about in prisons. Black and Noble, they send books to prisons, stuff like that. They sell a lot of sea moss gold, which is becoming popular right now. But that's a whole different story, something different I was going to talk about. But what I so this thought didn't really come to my mind out of nowhere. It's because of stuff that was happening in Philly. I started thinking about Philly. Then I thought about the tons of coke that got found allegedly in Philly off the J.P. Morgan Chase boat. It was like $1.3 billion of coke in June. So for some reason, I thought it was connected to Jeffrey Epstein. So then when I went and typed it in, J.P. Morgan Chase and Jeffrey Epstein, this article popped up. J.P. Morgan retained Epstein as a client despite internal warnings. So they're doing business with Jeffrey Epstein and was warned about um, his business doings possibly being something that's going to affect them. So then I was like, all right, whatever. I started reading an article about that, about the J.P. Morgan and Epstein. So then I was like, all right. So then I typed in, because the name of that boat where that coke was on, it was called the MSC Gain. So then I went and typed in Jeffrey Epstein and the name of that boat, which is MSC Gain, just to see, you know what I'm saying? So come to find out, there's already a record of this. You know what I'm saying? People are already on this. So the Jeffrey Epstein social network and the container ship crime wave. Why does Jeffrey Epstein social network have to do with the massive 20 tons of cocaine seized on a container ship in Philadelphia a month ago? And it goes on from there. You can read the article. But what I think happened right here, what nobody's really connecting, is that Jeffrey Epstein, this was Jeffrey Epstein moving this coke with J.P. Morgan and Chase. By them getting caught, because there was people that got caught on the boat, some low-level people, whatever like that. Jeffrey Epstein, I think this could be one of the things, you know what I'm saying, one of the possibilities that he was moving that coke on that boat and was about to tell on J.P. Morgan and Chase about moving this coke, because they did a great job of trying to make it seem like J.P. Morgan and Chase has no connection to the whereabouts and to the daily activities that this boat does. The boat they own, this yacht, it's not a yacht, it's a massive shipping container boat. All you've been seeing on the news since they found all this coke, this 20 tons of coke worth $1.3 billion, is they've been doing a good job separating J.P. Morgan and Chase from actually being involved in the day-to-day activities of the boat. But Jeffrey Epstein was involved with this boat. So it was only a few weeks when they found this coke on this boat. What was it, June? I think it said June 28th, if I ain't mistaken. I don't see it on this article right here, like June something. Then they brought Jeffrey Epstein in, arrested him after that, to make sure that they can take him out and take care of him, because he was about to tell what was really going on and J.P. Morgan Chase involvement in this coke on it. I'm telling you, this Epstein situation has something to do with this coke being found in Philly. Because I had the thought out of nowhere. Then I started looking at it. Evidently, they have articles about it and information about it already. So was he about to open not just this sexual stuff? Was he about to say something about J.P. Morgan and Chase and bringing in all this coke? There's a part of this article right here that says something about Right here it says, yet lurking beneath the avalanche of elite debris sliding downhill in the Jeffrey Epstein scandal is a simple fact. In every country in the world in which there is a significant market for illicit drugs, the people who control that market are the same people that control the country. So in our situation, we're talking about J.P. Morgan Chase, the big banks, the bankers, and it just so happens that Jeffrey Epstein is already involved with them. They was already talking about cutting him as a client because his business could possibly bring negativity to the J.P. Morgan banking. Right here, like I told you, I already showed this already. It says J.P. Morgan retained Epstein as a client despite internal warnings. I'm not even gonna try to make me pay for the article or something. But yeah, it's like character as we know as Jeffrey Epstein, I believe, was connected to this J.P. Morgan. That's my dog snoring in the background. I don't know if you heard it or not. Connected to this J.P. Morgan cocaine that was seized, and he might have been about to open a can of worms with that because the sex stuff is one thing. We already know these people are involved in all this sex stuff, or we would assume something like that, and with the cocaine too. But if we actually had a face and a name of the organization and the actual specific people who are really behind bringing all this coke, that would really open even more than this sex stuff, in my opinion. Like that public is really monumental. That's and I think that's bigger than the sex story. Because now you're talking about systematic, demographic, generational corruption at the point of our existence. This big bank, J.P. Morgan, also connected to all these other billionaires and people that run the world, not really the world, because the people that really run the world, we never have seen anybody who really runs the world. We don't know who that person is or who them people are. So these J.P. Morgan banks and all these type of people are on the lower level than the people that really run the world. But even being exposed to people like J.P. Morgan, specifically, knowing that these are part of the people that are bringing in all this coke, is more detrimental, I believe, than the sexual stuff. For real, for real. But yeah, man, I'm gonna leave it at that. But it's just crazy how I had this thought about Epstein being involved with this coke with this boat. Look it up. There's already articles talking about J.P. Morgan talking about they were warned to stay away from him, to drop him as a client. Then, like I said, the name of that boat, the MSC Gain, where all that coke was on, and he's involved with that boat specifically. And this all happened 2 weeks before they arrested him. So this is definitely connected. I'm telling you right now, it's definitely connected.
Legends Keenan wrestler. We'd like to talk to you about Frederick Barnes.